Okay, okay. So you are welcome to my healthy food place where we share ideas. And yesterday is the third day of the 3-day uh, subject matter on healthy habits to reduce frequency of illnesses. And today I want to talk on an aspect that will interest a lot of you, and that is going to be more about me today. We've talked about sleeping habit, eating habit, social habits, and others. But today, I promise to share a particular habit that I developed over the years, because these habits are developed by you and I. And so I developed this habit, this particular habit yesterday that I was going to share it today. So let me quickly share it because of those that are coming to join early. And it has to do with what I eat. It's a habit, something that I now do. But before I say it, I share it, I'll tell us a story about one particular food, healthy food, that made me begin to say some of the things and tips that I give out. And that particular food is a healthy one, soya beans. Soya beans. I'll tell you a story, my experience. And it is based on some of these experiences that I coined out that slogan or maxim or whatever, that moderation should be our rule. We must continue to make dietary modifications. Again and again, it's a good habit, but that's not the subject. Now, the story is this. Some years back, I had not known so much about nutrition, and then I have not also known most of the things I come to know today. Okay. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. And so I have not come to some of the things I knew today. I never knew them. And so I heard about soya beans. It's a great food. It's rich in amino acid. It's complete amino acid. I just swallowed everything, as a lot of people are doing on the internet today. It's very good to connect with someone who knows very well and who can also give you be honest enough to tell you of the ugly sides of any food that you are talking. So it's not okay to just read about something, you heard it on social media, or whether they tried it or not, and you start doing it. Now, my story goes this way. So I began to enjoy soya beans. I wasn't actually producing, but I was buying a particular brand that was very good for me. It was during the time of my menopause, the pre-menopause period. Soya beans is a good food to help you with a lot of things, you know. So I began to enjoy it. It was really helping me. I won't deny that fact. Helping me with energy, helping me with iron. I was feeling very good. So I began to enjoy soya bean. I bought lots of it, a particular brand. Each time I go to the supermarket, I just buy my soya beans. That particular brand was taking it. And you know what happened to me? After some time, after like about a year or more than that, I was taking it regularly, as a matter of fact. In large amount, I was really enjoying it. And so I took ill, rather. Then I hadn't known much, honestly speaking. I hadn't known most of the things I know today. And so I began to feel pains in my bones. I began to have other experiences. I mean, complicated, and I didn't know. So the more I was taking the soya beans, the more I was, feeling unwell. At night, I won't sleep. I couldn't eat a lot of the things that were available. That's the experience a lot of people are going through when they are going through menopause. I'm talking of the women especially. And so I continued to consume it, not knowing that it was actually the cause of the problem. And that's why I put up some slow word again, like maxim again, that thank you, oh, my friend is here, you're welcome. And so I put up that particular thing that no matter how good, you must follow my tips. I give almost 2 or 1 tip every day on my channel. So you need to be going through, because some of these are based on these experiences. And so I was enjoying soya beans. That particular brand was so good until I began to have some health challenges. I mean, I couldn't really fix it on anything. I was still consuming it very well because I believe it was rich in iron, it was rich in calcium, magnesium, and it's something I've been taking for like over 1 year or thereabout. Over 1 year. I was not really feeling good. I was consuming it, not knowing that it was, really, really contributing, or if not the cause of the problem. It was really contributing much. In the night, all my bones will be aching. I can't sleep. I said, is it a spiritual attack or what? I don't even know. It was so serious. I mean, and I was still consuming this very good food. And that's why I often say that. Remember, I'm still telling you the story. I haven't shared one of the healthy habits that I developed, and I want you to steal it if you can. It's a difficult one anyway, but if it's because of your health, it's worth it. And so I go on with the short story. So I continue to experience this crisis in my health. As a matter of fact, I was so disturbed. Nobody could guide me. There was nothing like all the social media that we are getting information. It was there, but not so well pronounced. Like now, where we have all kinds of good TikTok everywhere. It wasn't so pronounced then. That was about before 2000 around 2009, about that time, or 2008. You can see that it's a long time when I had this experience. So about 2008, and this is we're getting almost 2025. So you can see that it's quite a long time. So the soya bean powder was actually the secret enemy. And that's why I said that whenever you are going through any challenge, any health issue, always, first of all, most importantly, begin the search out whether you are still consuming the food. It doesn't matter. It may be a good food. It may be a healthy one. I had other experiences too, but this one was one of the most distressing ones. And so the pain all over my bones, everywhere in the night, you'll be aching. So many. It was a very difficult time for me. Very, very, very challenging moment for me. There was nobody to talk to. And when I go to hospital, they give me more drugs, more of the iron, and when I take them, it gets worse, like it's worse. So, I thought that was the end of life for me, as a matter of fact. So, but I continue to read, because I'm someone that, I like to read a lot. So we need to read and continue to, pray too, because if you can't solve a problem, you have to take it to God. I continue to pray to God to have mercy on me. So that will not be my end. I was just about maybe 39, about 40 or so, about 40 something, already 40. So as I continue to experience it, I eventually traced that it was the soya beans. That was how I came, and it was the soya beans that I was taking that was already entering my bones and paining me inside the bones. And when something is inside the bone, my dear, I don't want any sickness to happen to anybody. There's no one that is lighter, but it seemed like the bones seemed to me to be more, I don't know. No sickness is okay, but I tell you that bone something is very bad. Okay, you're asking how old? I am 60 plus. I already celebrated my 60th birthday, and so I'm over 60 now. So over 60, in my early 60 plus. So what I'm trying to say is, I continued to, yes, I've answered that. So I continued to food that was causing the problem. You should, whenever you have a problem, I'm telling you should always, first of all, be searching out on what you are eating. Even if the food is good, it's a healthy one, natural food, begin to investigate them one by one. We have information now. We can access information now more easily than that time when I was talking. So begin to search out whether it is hidden in the food that you are taking. Because that was the problem. It was so serious. All the drugs, they gave me bone-related osteoarthritis, all kinds of things. It was not getting better. Eventually, I discovered that, thank you so much for that, your comment. And so eventually, when I discovered that, it was that soya bean powder. I can't remember how I got to know about it. Maybe God just had mercy on me. Because if God wants to show you mercy, you can just find out somehow. Maybe upon taking it on a particular day, you will just notice something, some tickle somewhere. So you will be now maybe you now start suspecting, or you suspect that food. So it's almost like what I was eating morning and evening, because that brand was so good and I was loving it because it was so good, makes me feel good and the rest. And so immediately moved the soya beans. It took some time for the backlog that was already in the blood to clear off. Honestly, I thought that was my end. Honestly, for me to be alive today, that's why I'm always thankful to God. Some of you have given up hope. The problem may be hidden in what you are eating, and it's the case. So I had lost hope then, but God showed me mercy, and I pray He will show you mercy too. If you are listening to me, He showed me mercy, because I was almost gone. When I see people walking on the street or in the church, I'll be wanting to say, how are these people strong? And they're older than me. Why are they looking so hale and hearty, so vibrant? And this was almost over 20 years. And so, thank you for that, amen. You can claim it, yes. I've been hale and hearty for several years now, without antibiotics, without all those blood and all those things. I don't visit hospital anymore since that time. That's the mercy and the grace. And I pray that you too will get it. You receive it. It's possible. Don't give up. So when I now found out that it was the soya bean that was responsible, I discontinued it. And I always put such thing in my tips, the tips in my channel. Thank God for that opportunity to drop some of those tips. Okay, I'm still learning, even up to today. So I discovered that it was the soya beans. Stopping it took some time. For when you cut a tree, it may still look fresh. The leaves could be there, but it's dead already. So I've stopped taking it with serious, abandon. I don't want to take it again. And gradually, the ones that were already in the blood, the accumulated ones in the blood, began to clear. And that's why I often tell us that it doesn't matter how bad that situation. Once you stop the cause of that disease, your body begins to heal. So over time, I began to recover. And gradually, here I am. And guess what? It's not to say that this is bad. I still take it now, but not the way I was taking it that time. It's still a healthy food. Not the amount, the frequency, and the rush. I've understood it. And it's not only the soya beans, it applies to all the healthy foods. Once you take a particular one too much, it's going to show up an ugly side. And so that's why I got that message to. I often tell my followers, my followers, wherever, check the food, whatever it is, whether it's too much. It mustn't matter, even if it's honey, it could be too much. And so that ends it. So that was how I got healed of that, strange disease that troubled me for a long time. It wasn't a day, it lasted for months. That's exactly how long it took. And then I was able to recover, and I'm still grateful to God that I'm still moving, and I still take the soya after I left it for a very long time. That's not to say you should run away, because a lot of people, they say they can't take that again, they can't take peanuts again, they can't take this. Somebody said they should not. It's not good if it's a natural food. When the excess in your body are done with, you now rearrange yourself and begin to take in moderation. Because remember, our rule here is moderation is our rule. And so I stopped it, and over time I was healed, my body healed, and I became hale and hearty. And so let's get to my habit, because today is an I day. You know, yesterday was social lecturing, but this last day, you can drop your question, is a day of, I want to share some of my healthy habits. And I started by giving us that short story. And so I'm sure you must have learned from it. You don't have to just be eating and taking your medications. Find out the cause of that disease, because it may be hidden in that food that you are taking. Even one of it could even be a very healthy food, like in this my case. And it has happened some other foods, although but not so serious. But this was the most distressing one, which I hardly forget. I will not forget in a hurry, this particular one. And so here I go. Remember our topic, our subject focus, healthy habits to help you reduce frequency of illnesses. And so there is one healthy habit I shared yesterday, which I told us and promised that I was going to share another healthy habit today. But this one today is a difficult habit, but I am living with it. And that is the fact that 95% of my meals are cooked on that very day. Did you get that? What I'm saying is that I cook almost fresh foods on a daily basis. I say 95% of the times. That is very difficult. And I want you to understand the secret behind it. If you're trying to heal of any disease, it is very convenient. I used to love storing my food in the refrigerator. I was a civil servant for several years. Yes, always the best. Yes, I was a civil servant, so I love to go to market, do my shopping, buy things, make my soups and my stews, stock them in the refrigerators and be eaten. But that has changed. So the habit I've changed, I started while trying to take back my health. It may not be easy for some of you, but I tell you, it's one of my secrets. Yes, some people are saying, how you mean? I can't lie to you. It's one of my secrets. Because I started it when I was trying to take back my health. So it's not as if I read about it somewhere or I heard someone talking about it. I started cooking my meals myself. Remember I said that yesterday. It's a habit I still do today. And I am also saying that whatever will make me unable to cook my meal, 95% of the time, I say, I pray that God will not allow it to come to me. That thing will not happen, and it won't happen to you. So I had that convenience of having people cook my meals. They add bouillon cubes. They put artificial taste enhancers. They put all kinds of flavorings. Sometimes they fry the chicken and all the stuff they were doing. So I used to eat and enjoy it and feel good. So, but while trying to take back my health, I started this very habit. There are two habits in one. I shared one yesterday. And for those who are coming today, let me remind us what I said about that habit. Then add it to this one of today. And that habit is cooking my own meals myself. Yes, you may say, it's stressful. I've heard some comments on some posts by some people saying, what if your husband says you should cook for him every day? That his grandmother or his mother or his daddy's wife also used to cook. I read comments, I was laughing. You know what? I was reading comments in one of those such posts. Most of them are young ladies. They all rejected it and said they will never marry such a man and they will never live with such a person. That they would rather that the man wants to kill them if you say I should cook every day. That is the mindset of today's youth. But I tell you, when you hear that our grandparents lived up to 100 years, 100 plus, and they were still strong, this is one of the secrets. Convenient life is part of what is destroying us. It's good though. It took me time to start doing it because of my health. I had deep freezers, I had refrigerator, I will cook and stock. For 2 weeks, there will be no need to cook. Just I go to the freezer and bring out the food, all kinds of soup will be there. I will take and eat. Everybody be happy. But I tell you, my lovely people, when my life was on the line, I stopped it. Every food must be fresh. Every food must have life. That's why I said 95% of the time. I don't want to say 100% too, that I cook my meals. No. Why? Because there's sometimes one could be too tired. My spouse could help me. There are sometimes, it's not all the time, but I just put it 95% of the time. And that is the truth. I cook my meals. And then number 2, which is today's hint, lifestyle, healthy life. I cook it. In addition to cooking the meal myself, I cook almost every day. Yes, fresh food, fresh ones. Now, when I go to a place, I'm in a place, and people see this thing, it looks strange. Say, where does she get all the money? My son was telling me that somebody said, this your mommy is rich. Oh. It's not about rich. It's about prioritizing. It's about what you want. If you have the will, the way is there. You may not have to go to market every day. But the ingredients like the healing foods, which I need, I get them in the house. I get my onions. I want you to listen very well because I don't cook with all those artificial taste enhancers. They come with a lot of salt. All those things that make this food so sweet. All my followers know. As a good number have been following my lifestyle and they are enjoying healthy body. That is just the truth. If you are with me, I won't lie to you. I'll tell you exactly what I do. What the life I live. I cook my food myself. That is the truth. 95% more than of the times I do it. And in addition, it has to be on a daily basis. So my refrigerator is almost not really for fruits occasionally, but for food I will eat. I will not put million. I have my sea salt, which I use to tasting it. You have to listen. That's my part of my secret, because many of you may want to know why I don't take drugs, why I'm not on analgesics, why I'm not having pains or arthritis, why I was able to lose weight from 120, 125. I was able to come down. How did you achieve it? It's healthy food, healthy habits. Staying away from that convenient life. Because you could cook foods for 2 weeks. But I tell you, most of the time, they are not healing foods. If you're trying to heal, there's no life in those foods. And when you are eating such foods, you can't see sweat. Perspiration. So when I cook my meal, even if I have to use the old soup or stew or whatever, I have to kind of, I have to put life into it. And how do I do that? To make it look like I prepared it that day. I go get my onions, get my garlic, get my ginger, get my turmeric, get my cinnamon, I get my sea salt, and get, fresh vegetables. And then another ingredient, including fermented condiments, our local fermented condiments, to add to add protein to help to increase the protein quantity and quality in the food. So it's a habit. I've been living with it for more than 14 years, to be precise. It's sometimes stressful. As a matter of fact, if you are around me, you will almost like feel like it's something you can't do. Because if you told me if somebody said I will be able to do such while enjoying a healthy body, I'm equally say no, I can't do it. But I tell you, if your health had been challenged before, I tell you, whatever you are asked to do, you will do it, even in the hospital. So is it cooking, making my food fresh that I can't do? I do it. I do it. And if you are with me, I make sure you partake of it. I've heard people say, it's only you cook how many pots? No, you will partake of it. Because I don't like someone around me to be sick. Because if you are sick, I'll be sick too. That is the way it is. Some people may say that I don't want, we all have it together. So everybody be happy. Because if I say, like some people say, do you cook it? Some people are asking me, we're asking sometimes, is it for the whole family? I should cook only for myself now and let my spouse eat. No, I said, don't do that. Everybody deserves a healthy body. If I need help in other areas, I can delegate other things. But when it comes to cooking, my dear, they cook them every day. I have the time. I will have the time for it. Because you will create time for what you want to use your time for. It's what you don't want that you say you don't have time. Me, I have time to cook my meal. Are we okay with that? I have time to cook it. I have time also to cook it every day. As much as I'm strong and hale and hearty. And then that is one of the healthy habits about me. Cooking the food, and then when I'm preparing it, I make sure that the live vegetables, the live cruciferous vegetables, cayenne pepper, all those things are there. They are the healing properties. Food is the healer. The food we bring into the body. If you don't remember anything, remember this one. It's the food that you bring in that the body uses to repair, to heal you. It's the type of the quality of the food. If you are someone that likes canned food, canned beans, of course, I heard that we have canned soups now. We have everything now in cans. So a lot of people don't like stress. And so you just buy everything ready-made, and even the food cooked from outside. I don't buy it. I was a very good fan. These are habits, and you can also steal it. It's never too late. I don't buy it. Before, ready to eat food. And that was when I was very big. Maybe it contributed to my size because, yes, hello, you're welcome. So it may have contributed to my size, so my being overweight. I was so big. No, I'm not. I'm from Nigeria. That's where I'm speaking from. Yes, good morning, my sister. Thank you. So you're welcome. So maybe it was part of what made me to be so big, because I used to love all those ready to eat food. Sometimes I could stay and not even cook. I just order for the one that is cooked already. But I tell you, one of the healthy habits I have developed, I don't do that anymore. I will cook it myself. Yes. Even if it's in a party. I hardly do it. Because whatever you eat, especially after 60 or after 50 or 55, it's more difficult for your body to do away, to take out the waste that will be generated in the process of digesting that food. Because when the food is being digested, wastes are generated. Just like you are driving your car and the engine is working. You see some small, things around. That's how it is. The waste are being generated as the foods are digested. So when you prepare healthy living foods for yourself, like I do, there will be less waste. For instance, now onions is so expensive here. Onions, but I still go for it. I mean, garlic now is something else. If you ask me now, they are more expensive than drugs. The last garlic I bought, 2005, it didn't last because I use it to cook every day. You know what that means? So if you are a fan of ready-to-eat foods and drinks, my dear, and you are trying to heal, you haven't gotten the secret. One of the secrets, my own secret, is what I'm sharing with you now. And that's why I reserve it for today, the third day, so that you can also take it or share it with a friend who is trying to heal. I have seen people who are down with the sickness, cancer, I mean, very degenerating diseases. I see them still gobbling a bottle of carbonated drink, and then after that they take drug. Yes, you say if you can plant your own, very good. If you desire it, I desired it, and even though I lost the first opportunity, but God restored it to me. I have the opportunity to start all over again. You know, life is full of, I had the opportunity, planted it, but for some reasons, I was no longer having that privilege. And then I trusted God, and He did it again. So thank you, my dear Reverend, my namesake. And so I began to plant some of them again. I don't have to hide anything from you. And it's just something I started recently. It's just part of life. But if you have the desire, even if you don't have a big compound, you can buy some, you know, there are some things that I see these days online that you can use to plant some small vegetables in-house. You can buy your sand and other things and plant little things that you know they don't grow big, and then you have them make a garden. I also see people that build their houses and they paved it with paving stones and all of that. I don't like such. I don't like such. So you may not also like it because it may look like old school. Not really may look like. That's an old school idea. Yes, it's an old school idea. And there is something also, it's an old school idea for someone to be reasoning that way. And that is exactly the way I also reason. And so you don't have to, you know, be discouraged if you don't have the privilege to plant or have your own garden. But if you have the desire, you pray about it, and somehow you will find that you get it. May not be but you will always find opportunity. But those of you who are living outside, in America, UK, and other places, it may not be so easy like that. But I see people. I have some friends who are, look at now. She said, I have a garden. Can I plant garlic? I've been trying to plant garlic, but the garlic is so hard to plant. I haven't been able. But there are things like water leaf, like the fury, like there are other small vegetable, tomatoes, although you can't plant everything. Cayenne pepper, you can plant everything, because there are so many things, but you can plant. Thank you so much for that comment. So there are so many things to plant, so you just plant a few. I've been able to plant things like there's this leaf they call miracle leaf. That's one they call blood tonic. That's one they call spirit too far. There's another one they call forgotten the name. It looks like I've been able to plant a few of them. And then oranges, which are still growing, things like lemons. These are something that you need. Plant some plantains. And then we know that you can boil, as a matter like yesterday, I had to boil that dried plantain leaves, and I drank it. It was so good, so calming. I mean, the dried plantain leaves. You see what ignorance could do to people. Our parents died of common things that could be managed with just these herbs. But because of they were not knowledgeable about it, it's very painful. They were not knowledgeable. Those dried plantain leaves that we burn, we put fire and burn away. In fact, a lot of the things we are burning and destroying were very, very healthy. I was able to get things like stonebreaker. I didn't plant it, but I think Mother Nature just made me to see it, and then I began to. And there is something again that I also noticed. If you see a particular thing growing a lot around you, please, this is my own view. It may even be a little bit not directly what we are talking about. It's a lot, and I want you to take it. Maybe for someone. So if you see something, it's what I have observed, growing very well around you. Maybe you have your own garden or your own compound, and you notice a lot of it. Maybe you even try to remove it, like I did in some cases, and it came out again. Go do inquiry about it. It's not only on internet that you do investigation. Before the internet, Google and others came out, you can still find out about certain things. Because there was one vegetable that they say it could help people who are trusting to conceive. That it could help do a lot of things. And it was just growing in my compound then, just growing massively. I mean, with it is coming back. With it is coming back. So I now went to one elderly woman. The woman is about 80 years. Now I tell you, okay, you're asking about that dry plantain. Honestly, I use small dry ginger. And I know when you have suffered stomach ulcer before and recovered, you're always mindful, especially those of us that are over 60. You're always careful of all those things. Drink. I know they follow all those internet, drink that, drink. The person no go drink something and your body starts shaking like anxiety and all of that. And you know, when the thing had already gone inside your tummy, it's difficult for you to. And more so, you tell people that you are the one that even boiled it and drank. So I felt my digestive health was slow. I mean, quite slow. And that sluggishness happened because there's one particular vegetable, and I've made a video on it. That is, some people call it pumpkin leaf, but not the other pumpkin leaf, there are two, but the one we call ogu. So anytime I use it to cook, it's like locks up my intestine. Up to now, it will lock it. I mean, chronic constipation. It will take days. It still does it now. Sometimes I'll say I won't take it, but it tastes good. It calms you, makes you sleep well, you know. So sometimes I'll be tempted to. So after taking it, the thing happened to me a couple of days. My system was very, very sluggish. I mean, and I traced it like I told us. Okay, I'm in Nigeria. Jedin, Eva, you're welcome. And so when I noticed that my system was not emptying well, my bowel wasn't emptying clean. No, when you go to empty your bowel and it didn't clean well, you will know it now. It just small will come and the rest stays there because it's been held down by the strands of that vegetable. I did a video. Sometimes when I do video, people will be wondering, say, where do I get this idea? It's because of some of the things that has happened to me. So I don't want others to enter the trap. Where I made a mistake, where I suffered because of ignorance, I don't want others to be caught up in it. That's exactly what I do. And so when I make some of the videos and say some things, somebody who is like 30 or 40 years will be wondering, say, why is this mama talking self? This food is good now. This one is like this. Why is she talking like this? It's because of the experience I've had. And I often say that you should not, that experience does not generalize, but a good number of people will confirm it. And so when it happened, the system was like so sluggish. Even some of the things I wanted to eat, I didn't eat them again. I couldn't eat some of the proteins, even though they were plant-based, because I just wanted to give the stomach a little break to be able to deal with that vegetable. Some vegetables are hard, especially when you are over 60. It's not every vegetable you just gobble into your mouth. There are selective ones that are easily digestible. Those ones, so not like those ones some of us were enjoying it 40 years back, 45, 30, but when you are in this age, you have to be quite selective about the vegetables or whatever, because some are actually high in oxalic acid too, because of our kidney health. And so when it happened, and I had to go, I wanted something to drink, so my spouse had already drank it one time for blood pressure, and it's very good for high blood pressure. So I said, I don't want to take it so that I don't have high blood pressure. I don't want something that will lower my blood pressure too much. But because it supports digestive health, it helps in removal of toxins. So I now went and took it and got some quantity, wash it, and put some small dry ginger in it, and boil it for about 5-6 minutes. Then after boiling it, I brought it. I was looking like coffee. That's the color of it. I just drank it. It was very calming though. I don't lie you, but not too much. It calmed me. I felt good. I like that. I was just listening to my body. I often tell us you should listen to your body. When you take that thing for the first time, you have to take small and be listening to what your body is saying. If it's presenting a feeling of anxiety, you better not take too much. And maybe it can raise your blood pressure, or it can equally reduce it. So I took it, and it was actually, I felt very good. I felt very, very calm, relaxed, because I learned also that it's good for healing of stomach ulcers. So the reason why I was always, scared, not speedy. No, I didn't. See my want to see it. I didn't cut it too. Okay, you are wondering whether I colored it. I didn't color it too. Now, Baba God. Some people are buying spray to put, but God has sprayed my own for me. So the back is black, the middle is black. Now small portion here. So that's it. And so I had to go get it. Something that is so cheap. You can imagine how it is. If it's pharmacy I went to buy that how much it's going to cost me. And it's going to come with chemicals and other additives. So I just boiled it. Sprinkle a few ginger. Small ginger while boiling it. And I drank it. Before I knew it, I slept. It's good. Especially if you are managing high blood pressure. Just get it. You're hearing from me. I took it. It was good. But one thing I also advise you, if you are taking for the first time, just taste a little. And that's what I normally do. So next time, now that you know that your body is okay with it, next time you can start to increase the quantity. And the good thing is it's even very dried. Those who are far away you could travel with it. That's the one thing. You could go to US, UK, Canada, anywhere with it. If you don't have it where you are, you can get it from here. And it could be sent, because it's just dried leaves. It could be sent, it could be grounded to powder. But this one, there was no grinding. Okay, so my hair is beautiful. Green is the new look for us black sisters. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So that's it. So you just boil it and then take it, even if you're traveling, because it aids digestion. It supports digestion and even helps to control blood sugar. I mean you can imagine something standing at your backyard and you are not even aware that it can support your health in a lot of ways. And so that is it. I developed some of these habits because of health. And those of you that are listening to me, you can take some of them. Try it. Try putting your health first. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. If you have not, someone has been cooking your meals. Okay, you say I'm having sore throat. I'll tell you something about sore throat. Sore throat didn't start one day. If you are having sore throat, there are two causes, two things, and I want you to listen to what I want to say now. Because some of the things I say, it's not what I read. I do read, both online and offline. But what happened to me? Now, if you read online, you will see a lot of posts saying about sore throat, that you should use lemon for sore throat. Now, sore throat is an inflammation. Lemon juice in warm water can reverse the sore throat. But I'm also now telling you, based on my own experience, that too much lemon juice can trigger a sore throat. And so it's important to know the cause of the sore throat. And that's why when I'm chatting with people, when I'm privately chatting with someone, I try to find out the cause of that problem so that we can take it out of the way. Now, if I just reply you that it's lemon juice, or it is ginger and honey, or it is that, I wouldn't know whether you even had too much of lemon juice. Where are you writing from, my beloved friend Joyce? Where are you writing from? Can you comment? Let me know. So if you for instance have taken too much lemon juice and you don't have sufficient iron in your body, you don't have other foods, it can trigger an inflammation. That's how some of these foods behave. Extreme of it will not give you the other result. The other result that the other extreme will give you is the same result that you are likely to get at the other extreme of it. Because I have had lemon juice. Sometimes when I traveled to see my mom, some years back, and I saw this lemon in the compound. So much of it. Fresh, beautiful lemon tree. And there are so many of it. And many of them don't take it in the village. They only know of orange because orange is sweet. So they don't believe in lemon. All this talk about lemon, they don't know about it. They're not educated. Okay, now I will come to that. So I began to take the lemon juice a lot. In fact, I started taking it like orange because it has a lot of health benefits. And so guess what? Before the end of the Christmas and the New Year, I developed a very serious sore throat. Very severe sore throat. That when I traveled, I came to my base in Lagos with a sore throat, which was triggered by excess. This is not to say doctor recommend, it's what I know I need that caused it. So I stopped it and started to take alkalining foods. But a lot of people, ignorance will make you just go for antibiotics. Immediately you hear sore throat. We all did it. We all caught up. I was like that before. I like drugs a lot. Antibiotics, before you know it, don't go by, because the drugs gives you a quick fix to most of the things. So if you are growing up and you are immediately something worries, they give you medication and it's gone. Wouldn't you be loving it? That was our case too. So you just want the pain to be taken away. So like in your own case now, you are having sore throat. I do not know, but you need to reduce inflammation causing food in your diet. Beans can cause it, too much beans. Please, these are things I've come to know. It's not read it somewhere, Google it, no. Beans, too much beans, especially if you take it in the evening and you go to sleep, you can wake up with a sore throat. Now, another thing that can cause you to have sore throat is maybe you went to a dusty place, a place that's dusty. I've not had sore throat for more than 50 years now. I've not had sore throat for more than 15 years. I've not had, as a matter of, since I started this thing, I've not had sore throat. But I was someone that was always having sore throat until they removed my tonsils. I mean, I was every time sore throat. I was taken to a local surgeon now. They are bulky people. I was still quite young. I was quite young, under my parents, maybe 19, 20 years or thereabout. They took me to the people, the Awumama, and they removed the thing, just very local way that they did it. It was so painful, blood everywhere in the cup. I'm talking of the tonsil that was always repeating. So sometimes when you are having sore throat frequently, you need to check whether you are still consuming inflammation causing food. Because I said earlier that I'm a lover of all those supermarket foods, sugary foods, all those ready to eat, cook and stock in the fridge. I love it a lot. Another thing that can trigger, mark the words I'm using, because I'm trying to help you to find out the cause of your sore throat. Because it's not okay to just say, take lemon juice. What if it was caused by lemon juice? And I now say, go and take lemon juice. So if you have not been taking lemon juice, you may need to add lemon juice to your warm water. It's going to help. It's going to help. But if you have been to a dusty place, like you found yourself in a dusty environment, your throat could trap some dust, and the next day you will start having that small sign. But what I normally suggest to people, and I've done it for people and suggested it and it worked for them, is that if you find yourself in a dusty place, or maybe moving house properties, all those stuff, get cold pressed coconut oil. You don't have to wait. When you are about to go to bed that night, just take a little cold pressed coconut oil, just little, and drink. It's going to trap all those microbes and free you from that intending sore throat, because it can cause it. Those dust that we are trapped, some through the nose. You remember when we were talking about during the COVID time, they said it usually starts like sore throat and all of that. And they say avoid dusty places, avoid meeting people, all those stuff. So if you have been engaged in dusty environment or house, all those stuff, you need to check, maybe it's the cause. But the point is, if you're already having the sore throat, I do not recommend the coconut oil. It's coconut oil. Cold pressed coconut is best when you suspect that it may happen. Now, if you have also taken too much of goitronin fruits like cucumbers, it could start to give you, and especially if there is no fat there. Cucumber is a fat burner itself, and so most of those fruits that burns fat a lot, when you take them, that burns fat, when you take them and there's no fat around, they go and cause another problem. So you need to check all of this to find out. And then, of course, we know that ginger is good, ginger and honey. But sometimes you may, for an older person, I believe this person may be up to 50 years or more, I don't know, because I always ask people their age. So for an older person, what I would suggest is reduce inflammation causing food. It doesn't matter. If you have been taking caffeinated teas, you have to reduce it so that the cells can have enough oxygen for you to heal. So another thing that can help you, if the sore throat is still fresh, you can take garlic. Start chewing garlic. When you take garlic before bed, it's going to start to reduce the viral load. Because if you don't do that, it's going to be spreading around that area. And another thing you can do also, I'm giving you a few things. I'll give you one or two things. There are several things, but I'll just give you one or two things you can do to stop. If it's very painful, you can boil cloves tea. Take a few cloves. You don't need to chew it now because it's going to be irritating your throat, because the cloves contains antiviral properties, and it's an oral herb spice. It helps to reduce pains, the teeth, and it contains calcium. That's another thing I like it. And when something is happening around the throat where you don't see, instead of just chewing on it, you can just boil the clove water with a few cloves into hot water and use it to gargle. If you can swallow a little, fine. And why the clove is particularly good, if you want to drink the tea, you can drink a little. You know why? Apart from having antibacterial properties, now you may even have too much sugar, especially for older adults. Now, cloves will start to reduce the sugar. Yes, if you have excess sugar in your blood and it is the cause of the inflammation in the throat, there's nothing you could do. But when you take something like cloves and boil as tea, you know, you do it for, before you finish it for 2 days, you will notice that it won't even be up to 2 days, because most of these things, they come suddenly and they also go suddenly, especially all these throat and whatever. So you need to try out some of these remedies. The popular ones we know is boil lemon juice and add a little honey to be drinking. It helps. But now, in case you have taken lemon juice already, you may try some of these other ones that may not be as acidic. Not really that it's acidic, but on contact. But most importantly, reduce inflammation causing food and reduce sugary food. And then if you have sugar in your blood, you need to also look for herbs. You know, we have a lot of herbs, so there are a lot of them on the channel. Things that can help you lower your blood sugar. That one shouldn't be an issue. I don't think there's anybody here who is having high blood sugar. Nobody that is following the channel will have issue with blood sugar. There are so many herbs, including the one I just mentioned now today, that can lower your blood. It's not about even guava leaf. So many other small herbs that it was ignorance that has kept us away from all of these things. There are so many herbs that can drop your blood sugar very fast. And the point I also made in some of my videos is that it's not about lowering the blood sugar, it's about sustaining it. You can lower the blood sugar, but what about sustaining it? You need to be consuming proteins. You need to consume quality proteins in your diet. Engage in moderate exercising. You need to involve a lot of other things, because managing high blood sugar is not just about lowering your sugar. It's very simple very easy for you to lower sugar. Too many herbs, mango leaf, there are too many of them. But not about it, because managing the diabetes includes avoiding inflammation causing foods, ensuring that you put enough protein in your diet, ensuring that there are minerals, vitamins, there are minute minerals that your body were not complaining about of their deficiency. But when you are getting to 60, 50 and above, 55, 50, these things your body begin to cry out. Okay, greetings from cold Poland. Yeah, okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. So your body begins to speak out. While you are growing up as a young person, you were not really getting the signals as you are getting now. You could be deficient in some of the micronutrients. And that's why I also use sea salt. I've been using sea salt to cook all my meals and for some home remedies for a very long time, because it is said to have over 82 micronutrients. And so some of these micronutrients, If you don't have another thing that can help with that is salt. You can use it to gargle, especially sea salt. You are very big. Okay, thank you. God bless you. That's my secret. I'm not on any medication. I need to remind you, whether it's high blood sugar, I'm not. I don't take any of those things. But just eating healthy and trying to practice some of these healthy habits that I told you. At least for coming here, you heard part of this secret, which I never told a lot of people. Some people are wondering, how are you doing it? These are the secrets. These are some of the healthy habits that I engage in. And then it has been helping. If I suspect, for instance, I told you today is an eye day. I didn't do that yesterday and the day, but I said today is going to be about eye. And I started by telling us a story. It's going to be it's about me and my healthy habit. Because it's not enough, it's not okay to just be telling you theoretically about healthy habits. You may want to know, are you practicing it? Which of share some of your healthy habits with us. Some of you, if I were you, I may be asking that question too. And it's not out of place for you to ask that question. Because somebody is teaching you or talking about lecturing a healthy habit, you may want to know if she does what she's talking about. And if she does it, which of them? Let her share it with us. That's why I follow this dimension today. So that to make it more practical, that it's not just about talking, it's about doing. And I'm also doing some of it. So you don't have to think that it's difficult, because our health, your health matters most. And you must always prioritize it. Yes, that's exactly the point. Prioritize it. If anything should come in between your health, don't allow that thing, because your job or whatever is your health that comes first. If you're not healthy, you won't be here. If you're not healthy and healthy, I won't be here. So that is it. So we must do that, ensure that we don't put it the second place, and that it gets the right prioritizing in the right place in our priority. Okay, I put the turmeric on my punami now, and my husband will divorce me. What do I do? I can't get that. How? I don't really get that. It's not going to do that. As long as it's working and making everybody healthy. Yes. Because I myself, some of the things that my husband does not so much like, well, I know that it's good for him. I put it inside the food. Yes, whether it tastes good or not. It's not about tasting good. It is about being healthy. And like I told you, everybody around you, for your coming here, for being here, needs to be healthy too. Because if your child is not healthy, you won't be happy. You'll be worried. And if you are worried, it's going to affect your health. And that's why I don't say I will take the food alone or someone else, but all of us will eat it together. Everybody will be happy. He will be healthy, and then we all will be happy together. So that's about that. It's all about me today, about healthy habits, which I said we're rounding up. Tomorrow is Saturday, and it's supposed to be our normal Saturday, because I hope, let me use the word hope, I hope to be making it on a weekly basis. Today is just a 3-day something, but I hope to make it on a weekly basis, only on Saturdays by 2 a.m. Nigerian time. And so by God's grace, I hope we'll be able to put up for tomorrow, but not on this very, very subject of healthy habits, unless you request for it. Because if you ask me to do it for another 5, 6, 7, I will do it. I will do it. I'll do it for you. Because that's why I'm here, to serve you and to make sure that your questions are attended to. Okay, thank you so much. And so to ensure that you are attended to and that your questions are answered, as I was able to attend to some of them today. And so that's about that. I want to remind you that hopefully, okay, so I should continue. Okay, I'm saying that I hope to make it a weekly thing, that on Saturdays by 2, I hope. And so we've had it for 3 days, and I'm hoping to be able to make it tomorrow. So let's hope tomorrow I'll give us a notice, and then we'll talk on something else, unless you say I should continue. But after that, we'll give some, I will take some, this maybe it has to be every Saturday by 2 p.m. African time. And so that it won't be so stressful for those of you that are listening, and for me too, that I'm doing the talking. So we may be able to do it tomorrow by the grace of God, and then thereafter we'll leave some break. But don't forget, you should continue to follow the channel. You should continue to follow the channel. And if you know someone that is always sick, if you know someone that is battling with health issues, if you know a woman that is going to menopause, if you have a friend or a relation that is always sick, whether it's whatever, I'm not the one that is going to do it, but direct that person to this channel. That's exactly what I want to say. Direct that person to this channel. And I believe God will continue to spare my life and spare your lives also, so that we'll be here to continue to minister to us in this very area, using my own very life experience. Because it is by the grace of God, as I told us from the beginning, that I'm still here today. I've gone through some health challenges that almost claimed my life, that I thought that was all. But here I am, by the grace of God, still talking, still walking, and even helping others. That is it. Healthy habits. You can start it. It's never too late. If you want to start any habit, particularly if that habit has to do with your health, because your health is very important. And I have even found out that all the habits affects our health. That's why this subject was extended for 3 days, because even the ones that are not directly relating to our health, now when you turn around it, you will now come back and see that it will eventually affect the health. And so that is why we need to be careful with habits. And I told us we'll be rounding it up for now. And I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to appreciate you, and you need to be here, because after tomorrow, we'll take some break. Tomorrow is Saturday by 2 o'clock. Yes, 2 p.m. That's Nigerian time. So you look at it, wherever you are watching me from, you look at it from your own end there. And then get your data and be ready, because I'll be here again. After that, we'll take a break for some days. Once again, thank you for being here, and keep on staying healthy naturally. Subscribe also for more, and then don't forget to share the message. It is possible. Thank you for coming.